What's going on, DSG? It's your boy Darrnell Bradley back at y'all another video. Today we've got the most glazed characters of all time. We over here on Olamasama's channel. This had come out while I was at NPC doing that thing, you know what I'm saying? And I was looking, I was like, oh shit, man. You know we be locked in for this man's videos. And what I see in the thumbnail? I see some Madara, I see some Goku. I don't know who that other character is, but man, we gonna see what's up over here. So be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, follow me on all that social media. We ain't hear that any further. We don't. In 3, 2, 1, click. But we gotta, okay, but we gotta, you have to consider, are they worthy of the glaze? You feel me?
Coward. We have more characters to slander. Oh, you make me sick. And you can't do that voice very well. Okay, yeah, I know. Are you gonna make the video or what? Oh yeah, I could do that.
I can do that. Hey, baby.
So it's been a shockingly long time since the last time I made a video hating on characters who get way too much glaze. And like always, I miss some characters who are clearly culprits to the glazing crisis going on in our society today. And if someone gotta hate on fictional characters, I'm up to the task. Therefore, in today's video, we will be going...
Eren, I still haven't finished Attack on Titan, but I could see why motherfuckers be glazing him out of that. He liked that. You feel me? I'm sorry. He hit the screen and went hands with an army. And when I say hands, I mean that. He ain't have no weapons. When he got every weapon that he used, he took from somebody else in that specific interaction. You know what I'm saying? Until he got hit with some chakra and he was like, all right, then we gonna match it up. Let's go.
Over more of the most glazed characters of all time. The very first character we're talking about today is the Ghost of the Uchiha, more commonly known as Madara Uchiha.
Go ahead.
I'm surprised this guy has escaped my sights for so long. If there's one way to describe Madara, it'd be the fact that he has a lot of aura. Even before we knew anything about Madara for real, his name alone was significant. Obito introduced himself as Madara because he knew it would strike fear into people who encountered him. Kurama was even a bit shocked when he thought back to Madara. And once we start getting into Madara's fights, he gets catapulted into an entirely different stratosphere. His first fight was him fighting an entire army of shinobi and winning. Then he proceeded to drop not one, but 2 meteors on their heads. There are about a dozen other fights I can mention, but by this point, we all know what he's about. He's one of the few members of the Uchiha clan that can actually back up a lot of the hype his fans give him.
That part.
Well, at least most of the hype. Uchiha clan that can actually back up a lot of the hype his fans give him.
What you mean? But what you mean? You know, you put Shisui and Itachi on the screen, but like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, you be like, wait. You know, so I don't know about Shisui. Like, nah, Shisui like that too. Body flicker. He had a flee on sight order, just like Minato. You feel me? As in niggas seen him on a battlefield, they said, pack it up. Pack it up. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what kind of forces you got. Doesn't matter what army you with. You see that nigga, piece it. Get him out. And Itachi, but he might have had some help from Obito, but still, his whole clan, his whole clan. Now you could think, yeah, motherfuckers wasn't expecting it. You know what I mean? He didn't really have to fight nobody. I hear you, but I honestly believe, just me, and let me know in the comments if you believe this. I feel like they could have avoided that whole situation, all of it. Uchiha going to war with the village. They could have avoided Danzo acting out and going crazy. They could have avoided every single bit of it if they made Itachi Hokage. I feel like he had the mindset. I feel like he could have done. I feel like he had the mindset. Like, I know he was young, but he had wisdom on him. You feel me? And I feel like if he was Hokage, the Uchiha wouldn't have wanted to go against the village like that. You know what I'm saying? Considering the head of the village is an Uchiha. And since he is the head of the village, it's not like he's going to make his own plan to take out the Uchiha. You know what I mean? I feel like that could have negated that whole thing. You feel me? But that's just what I'm saying.
Well, at least most of the hype. We tend not to talk about how this guy, when he was alive, was a Hashirama victim. Granted, Hashirama didn't dog him, but let's just take a step back and look at the whole picture. Madara had the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan with all its abilities and the 9-tailed fox armored with the Susanoo on his side and still lost. Hashirama just has some wood. I don't know why it was so strong, but hey, it's a series about ninjas. Let's not think about it.
Well, man, he got the healing, you know what I'm saying? Now, he may not have like all those, I want to say, external sources of power. Well, obviously, the only external source of power that Madara had was the 9 tails. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it was all just internal power. Let's go.
The only way Madara was able to defeat Hashirama was when he took his cells. Kind of a crazy look if you ask me. And while we're on the topic, we might as well talk about how strong this guy was, which is one of the many reasons why people glaze Madara. He went from one of the strongest ninjas ever at the beginning of the war to comically overpowered at the end of it. This guy was getting A1 power-ups every 2 seconds. He got the Rinnegan, Hashirama cells, which are sold like hotcakes in the Naruto world for some reason, the 10 tails, and absorbed the God Tree. When talking about Shippuden, Madara fans will never fail to bring up how the plot is the only thing that stopped Madara. It's always the same stuff.
Oh man, he had to get jumped by everyone. Only Might Guy could 1v1 him. They just got lucky.
People will even go as far as to say Kishimoto said that he made Madara too strong for the story and brought in Kaguya to stop him, which is a straight up lie. Not a soul can find an interview of him saying something like this. The only time an author would say something like this is to hype up the next chapter of the story. Let's just talk about it like it is. He lost. He got caught from behind by Black Zetsu, just like against Hashirama. There was a theme with Madara's character with him not liking people standing behind him, and it came full circle. Also, why do people just pretend like Sasuke and Naruto weren't dogging Madara when they came back from Hagoromo? This always confused me because I felt like these two had Madara on the ropes for a lot of that fight. Madara was getting shaky when he realized how strong these two were and was running away like a track star. Even if Madara didn't get betrayed, why is it just a given that Madara would beat everyone? Naruto and Sasuke looked more than capable of doing so, especially considering the fact that they almost sealed him. They probably would have packed him up eventually if Madara stayed to fight. Oh my bad. This is the part where someone tells me Madara and his Limbo clones were just letting themselves get boxed up or straight up sealed by Naruto and Sasuke.
I don't know about that.
Of Madara glazers are simply blinded by nostalgia.
Alright, yeah, okay. Alright, I see what he's saying. Yeah, the other stuff, like Naruto and Sasuke was in there, my boy. Like, don't get it wrong. They had a bone to pick because I think, like, did Mother, like, kill both of them a little bit? But yeah, nah, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, at the end of it, he got his. It is what it is. But I'm still not gonna take away the shit that he did. Like, he liked that. It took them niggas to do what it did. You know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers were touched by God, essentially. You know what I mean? The Sage of the Six Pass. Like, they needed that to get this man. Because without that shit, it was raps for everybody. You know what I'm saying? My guy, he had his shot. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? If he could have hit Madara with a headshot or something and blow that whole top part off, maybe. But, like, you got to understand why they had to go so far to get this man. You know what I mean? Let's go.
Nostalgia, delusion, or this guy's aura, and would love to pretend as if the series ended with Madara winning and not being betrayed. If you speak with one of them long enough, you will find that they theorized that the entire Boruto series was Naruto's dream and Madara's infinite Tsukuyomi the entire time. And this plot twist would actually be on the same level as those theoretical Gear 5 designs. Garbage. Anyways, let's move on to our next character, Eren Yeager. And might I say, it's been a pretty long time since I've addressed this guy and his actions. Eren has always been a relevant character considering he's the protagonist to one of the most popular anime ever. However, I feel like he gained a lot of his motion during the 4th season of Attack on Titan. The scene of him saying, "I'll keep moving forward until my enemies are destroyed," set the internet on fire.
It did. He stopped giving a fuck about people and human life. He went from like that traditional protagonistic character to like, nah.
This felt like the genesis for Eren's explosion in popularity. I saw everyone talking about how cold Eren was, how he had the best mentality, and like clockwork, he gained a massive amount of glazers. Then he had other notable moments like when he told his dad to get up and take the founding Titan. Easily one of the most absurd reveals in the series. At this point, in the eyes of an Eren fan, Eren could do no wrong. He could beat up his friends or kill innocent people, and his fans would cheer for it. Any move he made and every body he gained was justified because he wanted freedom, which we'll get back to this idea in a second. It's really funny how the Yeagerist ideology was reflected in the real world through Eren fans. I don't know how, but Eren and the Yeagerists were convincing enough to fool a bunch of people into believing what they were doing was fine. To throw some bail, I do understand that initially the Yeagerists weren't that radical, but at a certain point they were bugging out. People will tell me that he just wanted freedom for him and his friends. Eren's idea of freedom was straight up genocide, and his fans said, good job. Ask an Eren fan if what Eren did was wrong, and they'll say that he was justified without hesitation.
I mean, that's crazy. Like I said, I haven't finished Attack on Titan, but I know what happens. Like, he was violent. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where you get mad at so many people in the world that are against you, and you're just like, you know what? I don't got time to do this sword and hat shit. We just getting rid of everybody.
There was a reason why Eren was framed as the bad guy in the last arc. His plan was evil. It is nearly impossible to justify murking 80% of the population. If that happened in our world, that is 6.4 billion people gone. Mad people talking about how they stand with Eren when you would probably be a part of that 6.4 billion people getting stomped out. Eren Glaze is so out of control that even when the series has Eren himself tell you that his plan was stupid, people will still say that his plan was good. These Eren Glazers are also abnormally loyal. There was a time on TikTok where there existed a cult of Eren profile pictures causing wars in the comment section. That was their only role on the internet, and apparently these guys were running amok for like half a year at one point. I could also talk about how Eren fans think that this guy is some 24/7 nonchalant demon, when in reality he was someone who was scared to die and crying at the thought of his crush finding a different man. But I feel like at this point that's low-hanging fruit, so I'm not even gonna address it really. The next character we're talking about is LeBron James, and I know someone's face probably
Yeah. Someone's face probably just did with the yeah.
So I'm not even gonna address it really. The next character we're talking about is LeBron James, and I know someone's face probably scrunched up and said, LeBron's not a character, why is he here? First off, the channel is called Olamasama, okay? I'm making up the rules as I go. Secondly, LeBron was technically a character in Space Jam, so if you really think about it, I'm not breaking any patterns I've set in the past. As I hope we all know, LeBron James is arguably the best basketball player of all time and one of the greatest athletes the world has seen, and he's been dominant for what feels like a century now. Such a combination gives LeBron one of the largest armies of Glazers we've ever witnessed, and to be fair, it makes sense why he has so many. The man's been dominant for more than 2 decades by this point on one of the most popular sports in the world. LeBron came into the league before I was born and is still cooking people as I'm in college. There's definitely someone who had a coma for like half a decade and woke up and saw that LeBron is still playing. He even created his own teammate and started passing on Bron for all for his son. But that's all the grace I could give. LeBron fans—
I think it said he even created his own teammate is wild.
His own teammate and started passing on Bron for all for his son. But that's all the grace I could give. LeBron fans have worshipped this man to a point where the meaning of glaze has been warped. I can't even explain how crazy some of these statements are in words. It's better if you just see it for yourself.
If he was a sea captain, and he was in control of the Titanic, it would have never hit the iceberg.
Oh my God.
I want to say that around 2016 to 2019, the LeBron fan population experienced a boom, and it started becoming widely accepted to glaze LeBron incessantly. People were making their whole brands based off glazing this man. Nowadays, we experience different phases of LeBron praise. There was the "You Are My Sunshine" meme, and that was funny and harmless, you know, it didn't really hurt anybody. But then
But what about that one where he was doing he had the phone, what song was he doing? And it was like him doing that, and then another dude doing it, and it was like the Temu version.
Started making whole songs based on LeBron worship. The worst part is, a lot of these songs were good. People were finding out they have musical talent and use it just to glaze LeBron.
His name is LeBron James. I'm talking about the man on the Lakers, LeBron.
Even when LeBron is arguably hurting his team, we don't care. LeBron fans don't care. They will still sit there and argue with you just to get a chance to sing this man's praises. It's gotta be some implant that's put into their brains at a certain point, as people who don't even watch basketball will probably glaze LeBron. You, watching this video, have a friend who is a LeBron glazer, or you yourself are the LeBron glazer. I have genuine concerns for anyone under 30 once LeBron retires. People might actually start turning society upside down because they can't watch LeBron play basketball anymore. I'm not making this up, by the way. While making this video, my friend just texted me saying that they might cry when LeBron retires. It's ridiculous. And at a certain point, I don't even know if I can call it glaze anymore. LeBron is the GOAT after all. We have to start asking ourselves, is it glazing if it's true? They're just acknowledging greatness. My bad, I got a bit out of control. I promise y'all I'm not a Bron fan, and I don't have 2 of his jerseys in my wardrobe closet. Anyhow, before I move on to a certain speedster, if you're enjoying the video so far and you're new, you might as well subscribe. With that being said, we can talk about the Monarch of Motion, the Flash. On a side note, Monarch of Motion has to be one of the best nicknames for a superhero. Goodness. For this video, I want to specifically talk about Wally West. After Barry Allen's death in the comics, Wally West took over the mantle of the Flash and became the character synonymous with the Flash for a long time. I'm talking from the 80s to the 2000s. Wally West was almost always the main Flash. For example, if you've seen the Justice League cartoon when you were younger, Wally West was that Flash. It really is a toss-up between Barry and Wally on who is the greatest Flash. Some may enjoy Barry's storylines more, while others prefer Wally's connection to his villains and friends. Even with more recent media using Barry Allen for the Flash persona, Wally has still been able to get some decent character representation in recent times. But we all know that there's a reason why Wally is in this video. He's not in the video because the average fan just be gobbling up his meat every 5 seconds. No, it is because there exists a vocal portion of his fans that love to talk about how powerful this guy is. Although they still exist today, back in like 2021 to 2022, this guy and all his fans were everywhere. Every 1v1 edit you can imagine had Wally West in it just being glazed to no end. People would pin this guy against any fictional character and he'd win with negative difficulty. If you didn't know it already, them edits let you know that Wally West was beating your favorite character. 2022 Wally West is the first time I saw a character getting like 8 free points and still getting beat. This guy even got his own theme song, and you know which one I'm talking about too. The worst part is that these fans don't even know any Wally West storylines. They barely even know his character. The only stories they know just happen to be the ones where all of Wally's fastest feats are in, so they can glaze him about it online. They know about the time when Wally ran to the end of time to outsmart death, and will tell you about how this makes Wally so fast. Do they know why this even happened? Heck no. They only need evidence to tell people that Wally is really, really fast. These guys will...
Yo, that is a fact though. Niggas be doing that. Niggas be doing that shit all the time. Yo, that's crazy that he said that, because that is, I've caught niggas doing that. That's okay.
Even happened? Heck no. They only need evidence to tell people that Wally is really, really fast. These guys will tell you about when Wally evacuated an entire city or when he outran instant teleportation. However, for some reason, they can't name any other moments about Wally West. I wonder why. They'll never talk about other iterations of Wally West like the one from Young Justice or the one...
I know that one, when he had to run around and, what was it, get the girl some kind of medicine or something. I loved Young Justice. I liked Young Justice. I was mad because I was mad when they stopped doing, you know, our Teen Titans. And then they did the Teen Titans Go shit, which is not bad. I was just pissed off that they got rid of ours. And then, like, we had nothing. And then they did Young Justice. I was like, yay! You know what I mean? I was like, all right, cool, cool, cool. And then for some reason, it stopped forever. And then picked up again however many years later. But all right.
I wonder why. They'll never talk about other iterations of Wally West like the one from Young Justice or the one who got his kneecaps busted by Robin. There's no talk about some of his moments in Justice League Unlimited when he's not doing some insane feat. It's only like the same 8 moments these Wally Glazers talk about to push their agenda. The worst part is that you can't really argue with these guys. Wally West has done some of the most absurd things in fiction. This guy's gotten godlike powers on multiple occasions. What am I supposed to say when someone says that Wally Soul is my favorite anime? The only thing I can do is sit there and take it. I will say one thing though. Although these Wally West Glazers can get out of control, they are not as bad as those fans who bring up obscure characters just so they can seem unique or say that their character beats insert character they don't like. The Flash is a recognizable character, so it's believable if someone said that they were a fan of Wally without any other agendas behind it. Move on to the final character of the video, Gogeta. There are 3 main versions of Gogeta that we all know and love. There's Super Gogeta, Blue Gogeta, and the Kaba Vic Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And I in love. There's Super Gogeta, Blue Gogeta, and the Kaba Vic.
And the Kaba victim. What the fuck is this? Was this in a video game? It looked like some video game shit, but I know you got like Xenoverse and all kinds of shit where like anything can happen, but damn, that's crazy. Kaba though? And that, ooh, shit. In any reality, I'd have to go find that. You know what I'm saying? You figure out somebody that just should not be doing that to you, has done it to you in a different reality. Great, you're fine. But you should have not told me, because now I can't live with that knowledge. Like, we got to go fix it. I don't know how many of me got to go fix it, but we got to go fix it. But all right, let's go.
Versions of Gogeta that we all know and love. There's Super Gogeta, Blue Gogeta, and the Kaba Vic Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And I want to have some fun. We all like fun, right? So let's play a little game I made. Can you guys pick which Gogeta gets the most glaze for no reason?
Which one gets the most glaze for no reason? I'm thinking about what they did. So we got Janemba. Okay. We've got Zamasu. All right. And we got Omega Shenron. I'm going to run it with... It's between these two, I feel like... Well, this one my favorite, so I'm gonna say this one. I'm gonna go Super Saiyan Blue, but I think that he gonna be like Super Saiyan 4. But I don't know.
One of these things is not like the others. One of these things gets glazed beyond. Can you tell which thing is not like the others by the time I finish this song? It's the monkey man.
I knew it. I wanted it to be the other guy, but I knew it was gonna be this one.
Himself. And let's set one thing straight. I'd be lying if I said I didn't like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Up until Super, this guy was the strongest in all of Dragon Ball for me during childhood. Well, kind of the strongest thing. You get the point.
No,
but
kinda.
honestly, it's weird because it's not like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is super duper loved by the fans like other characters we've seen. Shoot, I remember when that Kaba versus
Kaba after SJ. Yo, all right, y'all gonna have to hit me in the comments with this whole Kaba shit. Why is he beating Super Saiyan 4? You know what I'm saying? What do I need to watch? What do I need to watch? Please put that shit in the comment section.
Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta meme was going around, there were people slandering this man saying that he's just Vegito Blue with monkey fur, which is true, but it's nasty work. And it's also kind of a
Vegeta
stupid
Blue with
comparison
monkey
considering
fur.
a majority of the fusions between Goku and Vegeta are kind of just the same character. You know what? That's just a topic for another video. Anyways, since he already gets slandered, why not put some more fuel to the fire? This monkey man really ain't doing anything in the anime besides looking cool. He was beating the brakes off of Omega and having a blast knowing dang well he had a time limit. And what a shocker, Gogeta defused and Omega started whooping Goku and Vegeta's behinds again. But you want to know the craziest thing about this guy is? It's the fact that his grand finishing move, the Big Bang Kamehameha, is trash. And I know that sometimes us Dragon Ball fans can have some Cloud Strife memory due to nostalgia. So let me show you what the grand Big Bang Kamehameha looks like
It had the spiral
in the
thing.
anime.
One thing left undone. Big Bang Kamehameha!
Now, I think we can all object.
That was really it. Damn, I thought it had like the blast and like it was the Kamehameha. Oh no, wait, was I thinking? I was thinking of the final Kamehameha, because there is a combination of the final flash in that, because I can see why they did it the way they did it, because like they confused his attack with the Kamehameha, and his attack, Vegeta's attack, is a one shot, boom. It's not meant to really be, well, it can be contested, he can push it, but it's not like an extreme. So they did the ball, and then they did that. I feel like they did that so that they didn't lose the ball, and then they dropped it. Okay.
Say this looks like, as the kids say, straight cheeks. Like this
Straight
guy
cheeks.
Omega stay overreacting. Nothing is even hitting you. He's acting like he's getting hit by a strong attack or something. Now I'm sure you may be wondering things like the Big Bang Kamehameha in the games don't look like that, and that's precisely the source of the glaze. The truth that we all know about Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is that he is a video game merchant. His anime counterpart ain't really have super flashy moves. As we've seen, the animations for his big moves were mid at best in the anime. It's the video games that really be meat munching Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Freaking Dragon Ball Fighter Z got Gogeta doing all of these dope moves that he never did in the anime. The devs of every Dragon Ball game love this guy for some reason. I gotta see games make whole new animations from scratch just to make him a new character. As a Vegito fan, I am tired of you, Omatsu. If you know, you know. Devs will gladly let this guy steal and poach other characters' moves and smile gladly as the money rakes in. Soon this guy's gonna be stealing other Gogeta's moves like the Stardust Breaker and be an amalgamation of all the fusions. They were even stealing moves from other anime to make this guy's animations. These developers at Bandai have successfully gaslit a generation of kids into thinking the Big Bang Kamehameha was actually a cool looking move. It wasn't. Without the video games, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's aura takes a hit, and you cannot convince me otherwise. And this doesn't really happen to the other fusions much. Super Gogeta and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta are in the same position of not having many animations to work on, but you never see the same level of glaze for Super Gogeta. I already know that there are other characters that need to be covered and will be covered in an inevitable future installment of this series. Two characters I know will be in that next video are Future Gohan and that fraud known as the King of Pirates. I might also have to include Mr. Drums of Oppression in that list as well. And I did see a lot of people talking about Archie Sonic in the last video, and to be honest, I'm low-key an Archie Sonic glazer myself. The day I put Sonic or Sanji in one of these videos is the day I get kidnapped and held hostage. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and special thanks to those who made it this far into the video. With that being said, have a great day, and peace out.
Alright, yo, that was dope. We watched that dope here. I see what he was saying. with SS4 Goku. Like when he showed me the anime next to the games, I didn't really play all the games like that, but seeing what he showed, it's like I see it. You know what I'm saying? And you might even have people that didn't even come up watching Dragon Ball, just played the games and love them off of that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, my favorite was Blue. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he went crazy with Blue. And when he said that it was copying others' animation and it went to the All Might thing, I see what he means, but honestly, for me, it felt more like SSJ Blue against Broly, when Broly did that beam and he like dodged it and came across. Like, I don't know. But like, I see what my man's is saying though. So this was a good one, man. That's a take. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, follow me on all that there social media, and I'll catch y'all next one, fam. Peace.